Good
What's up?
afternoon.
What's up,
Thank you
guys?
for joining us today for programming provided to you by Community Action Network, or CAN. CAN is a group of extraordinary women from the Bayou region who are dedicated to making a difference in our community. CAN has and will continue to foster initiatives for building community resources, closing gaps in equity to quality health care, and embracing the arts, among many other pursuits. So as we begin February, African American History Month, we want to highlight exceptional artists from our area who truly have a passion for what they do well. It's said that art gives us the things that we didn't know we needed. So today we have Moses Knightshead, a talented poet, songwriter, and musician from our area. Moses has a vast career in music and is skilled with many different instruments. He's written and composed numerous pieces as well. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome him to our network. Good afternoon, Mr. Knightshead. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm
And
good.
it's an honor for me to be here and to be interviewed by you guys. So that's cool.
Thank
Yeah,
you. It
yeah.
is an honor to have you, and everyone is in for a treat. So we just want to pick your brain a little bit and understand a little bit more about how you found this path. So what made you want to become a musician originally?
I mean, actually, like up until I was 12 years old, I didn't even like music. Like I was big into science, into I wanted to be a scientist, and I saw no point in music. Even though my family they all played music, I just didn't have any kind of like passion for it. But when my dad died, like all of a sudden, like I started hearing music, and I started this like connection for him, and it was a way to like express myself. So it's not something that I chose, It's just something that came to me, like you
It
know,
chose you. It sounds like it was a wonderful outlet for you when
yeah,
you were grieving. That's awesome.
yeah.
So you were about 12. So when you got to high school, what instruments did you play?
I was playing piano. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, piano. That was my like main instrument. Yeah, yeah.
And so now, is piano your favorite, or do you have another favorite?
My favorite instrument is actually drums, but it's hard to like set up a drum kit anywhere, because it's
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, but as far as like to play, yeah, piano. I think because just that it's easier for me to express myself through piano because I'm more familiar with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I understand. I understand. So it's your favorite.
yeah.
Well, we have a treat for everyone's ears today. Moses says that his favorite instrument is piano. However, he's very skilled on several instruments. So if we can, go ahead and show Moses with another instrument.
Okay.
So you say piano is your favorite. However, that was a beautiful composition. What is this lovely instrument called?
Okay, that's crazy because like I didn't realize that I could play wind instruments. I had no idea. And then all of a sudden, maybe about like 2 years ago, yeah, I bought a harmonica, and I was like, man, this is cool, you know. So I started getting more like harmonicas, and I started like getting better at it. But up until then, I had never played wind instruments, in my life.
Always percussion, and then
Yeah, yeah.
you
And then
found a
all of a
niche.
sudden, that came out of nowhere. And so I was at one show one time, and my friend brought me melodica, this little like little piano that you like blow into and you play. And it's actually like a toy instrument, to most cats. And my friend gave it to me, and I brought it home, and I just started to like mess around with it.
Mhm.
And I was able to like bend notes on it the same way you would do for a harmonica, except it's different. With the harmonica, you have to like suck in the air. With the melodica, you have to blow the air out to
Wow.
make the notes bend. And it was crazy. Like when I was in Baton Rouge, I studied opera for like maybe about a year. So you learn how to breathe through your like diaphragm, and whatnot.
Mhm.
And so I was able to use that, like what I learned from opera, to play that instrument. But yeah, anyway, it's called melodica. Yeah,
That
yeah.
is awesome. That is
Ooh,
awesome. That and also that you are able to scaffold on the skills that you already had. And
yeah,
so if we bring you any new instrument, you are going to be able to master it with just the techniques that you already know. So I want to ask you a little bit about your creative process. This
yeah,
piece was titled The Last Light of the Stowaway.
yes.
So describe that process for me. How did you arrive at this title?
The title, actually, for the title, like I just needed a title.
Is the title?
Yeah, and like the piece, like when I went back, like, all right, so the title in a way kind of came from like the piece was like it just came to my mind. Like it was one morning, I was in my room, and and I just started hearing these notes, and so I picked up the melodica, and from what I heard in my mind, just transferred into the instrument.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
is awesome. That is an awesome and amazing gift that you have, Moses.
yeah,
So it is, in my opinion, a victorious piece. It starts out very melancholy, but so when you talk about last light, you talk about victory and hope, and
I
you can
do.
hear
Yeah,
that in the rises and falls
yeah.
of the notes. So I can appreciate that, and it just came to you. That's
Yeah,
it.
but then like after the piece was written, that's where the title came from, because like it was like the last light of the story. And like the piece, when I heard it after I had composed it, you know, I just imagined someone like on a ship somewhere, and they're hiding, and they shouldn't be there, but they're trying to get somewhere, and they're holding on to light, in a very dark place, you know
Yes.
so that's,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. I could
yeah.
definitely hear that in your notes and your composition. So now, what do you think it is that makes you feel passionate about music?
um uh, about music, like just, I don't uh uh it's hard to find passion like with mainstream music, like stuff that you hear on the radio.
Mhm,
Like I'm not really like connected to that,
mhm.
you know so there are a lot of times, like, if you mean like just me hearing music, a lot of times I have to like dig deep into maybe some old blues or some old jazz, or
And you
you know
have a classical background, and you
yeah,
you you studied opera, so there's a preference
Yeah.
and a reference point for you, I can imagine.
Yeah, there is, because like, yeah. And yeah, so but as far as like me like writing music, that comes in stages, like, like it depends on like what's going on in my life. And and then I start hearing those notes again. And I just need that, when I need that connection, then I can go to it, So yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now my next question is, how do you feel your art contributes to elevating the African American community in particular?
Okay. I had a show called Heaven and Hell, to where like it was a showcase that I had started. And I started off at a bar first. Then I got with Jonathan and I got it in a wildlife, and then I brought it to Nellis. And I had a lot of like African American artists, perform. And I think that was like very important, because to me the important part, because I feel there's a lot of like African American artists, they want to tend to isolate themselves, but you can't do that, man. Like, you got to be around like white artists and Asian artists and Indian artists. You guys got to come together. It's not just,
Collaborate.
yeah, and that's how you're gonna get somewhere. That's how you're gonna be truly like creative and truly like find these different staircases that you can. It's important.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so
You have to network. You have to network.
you gotta network, man. You gotta network. And for my show, like, like I feel like that's how my music helped out, because my show started because of my music. And then through that, I was able to bring in, African American poets and singers, singers and songwriters, and they got to meet other cats, and that's really helped their like careers. And
So you have a second talent of connecting people and networking and pulling other artists together. Yeah,
yeah,
very cool.
Yeah.
So who's your ideal musician to collaborate with?
Okay, so if I had I would love to do stuff with maybe like with Bjork. I like Bjork. Her vocals is crazy, but I like her. Imogen Heap, I'm a fan of hers. Nine Inch Nails, that would be like real cool. That's the ones that come off like the top of the head.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of all three. So I think the modern things got me through undergrad with Bjork. But so now with those in mind that you'd like to collaborate, are any of those musicians counted among those who inspire you, or are there others that inspire you?
Definitely, like I mean, yeah, they were actually with Nine Inch Nails, like it with that group. It's really like it's like one person, but still, but it just shows that music didn't have to be pretty, because when I first started music, I was big into classical, like I love like Brahms, and those cats, and Chopin. But when I got into like industrial music, it showed that music didn't have to be pretty. It could be gritty, and that helped me connect to like different things that were inside of me. So yeah, like but yeah, stuff like David Bowie and of course Bjork and the all right. So when I first got into music, I was listening to classical, and there was this station that played oldies. So it was the Platters and the Drifters and
That Motown sound. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So
very cool. So
yeah.
a vast network of influences there. And what do you think, what sort of skills do you think you've gained that help you perform effectively as a musician?
Um uh, That's a tough question.
Take your
Okay,
time.
yeah, I guess, all right, I guess like when I first started playing music, I was nervous, but over time, like I've learned to like not be, to not, I won't say not care, but I learned to like connect more with myself,
Mhm,
to where I can perform, in front of people, and
mhm.
I'm not worried about what they say about me, you know.
Confidence is king.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And you owned it in its own right. That's wonderful. So I'm sure that along the way with the other influences that you had, you found some musician mentors, maybe. What do you think the best piece of advice is that another musician gave you?
I don't think I've ever gotten good advice from musicians.
Good or bad? Good or bad? Well, which is
I don't
go.
think I've ever gotten good advice from
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, because uh, no, because a lot of musicians that I would meet, like they're into the whole bar scene, and they're trying to like scrape and play for money, play for money, and play for money. I always had a job,
Mhm,
but so I was never like thirsty like those cats.
mhm,
So yeah, I mean, but now, yeah. So me personally, like I can't think of like something that someone may have said to me, but I do remember an interview with David Bowie, and he was saying about how like musicians at times really don't want to be musicians. It's just something that we have, It's not something that
yeah,
we choose,
it chooses you for
It
sure.
chooses you, But yeah, anyway, like back to your question, like I can't think of like something. Actually, it's sad, man. Like, I can't think of like something positive like that a musician has told
Yeah.
me.
Well, that whether
Yeah,
this is one of your influences, and that was very sound advice. And
yeah,
I would argue that it would help you to own your craft and really continue to develop it in knowing that this is just something that you got to do. It's
it's
in you,
just
and you
you.
just have to express it
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. It's like
Well,
it's something that you can't force, So
yeah.
yeah.
And my final question for you is are there any current projects that you're working on that you'd like to tell us about today as we wrap up?
Hopefully, pretty soon, I'll have my first EP out. It's coming. Like now, I have more recording gear, and I've like a bit more time. So that's my right now. That's my main thing. Working on getting the CD out. I have a bunch of music on SoundCloud. So
So we can find you on SoundCloud.
yeah, on SoundCloud, it's all like my original compositions.
Okay.
But it's more classical like style pieces. But yeah,
And you have a YouTube channel as well, correct?
yeah, YouTube too. Yeah.
Good, good. Well, we will absolutely keep an eye on you, my friend. Thank you so much for opening up to us and sharing that with us today. I'm sure that there are many people watching who may have needed this today just to be
Yeah.
able to step into their craft and their freedom of expression. And hearing from you, a lot of people know you. I imagine that the next time we speak, many, many more people will know you, and you can just continue to share your light with the world. So, thank you for sharing your gift with us today. I'm so
I think
happy to have you. We will be in touch. Thank you for joining
yeah.
Community Action Network.
And to anyone listening, like believe in yourself, and don't give up and stand true to your morals, you know, and your convictions, no matter what. So yeah, yeah.
For sure. That's an awesome way to close. Thank you so much for joining us today, Moses. Have a great weekend.
Hey man, thank you. Bye-bye.